Joining us now is OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Junix.
Good morning.
Looking forward to tomorrow.
What's happening tomorrow? Oh, yes. That's my favorite day of the week. We're always having fun here. Bye. How are you doing this day? Today?
Jinx, I'm doing great. And yourself?
Fantastic.
Yes.
Rufy on fire.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah. What's all that? What? Kilo Shele.
Please, I'm not speaking tongue-in-cheek this morning. Hello, how are you? Please.
You have to tell me what is the tongue-in-cheek.
Hello, how are you?
All right.
You want a handshake?
Well,
Hello, how are you?
Very well. Well, all right.
The first day I behave myself now, you say...
I like it. Please, can you keep it up?
Okay.
Please, go ahead.
Yes.
Well, all right. Well, good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending. Right here in Lagos State, where the Super Falcons of Nigeria held a trophy parade to celebrate their victory at the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. The Falcons touched down at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos aboard the Air Peace flight, the team, which had already been honored by President Bola Tinubu in Abuja, embarked on a parade through major parts of Lagos Island, including Costain, Eco Bridge, Obalende, and Victoria Island before ending at Eco Hotel. They were greeted by cheering fans who lined the streets to celebrate their record-extending 10th WAFCON title. Let's take a look.
You can raise up the trophy, raise it up.
Some cruise my teeth. You spoke one for days. Come on for the body, know the breathe. Put on your shoe, make it stand at this. All your sorrow, make it dance them free. If you know be la la yeah. If you know be la them put. Oh my God, what you want my and if you look at the like the pooch, yeah. Joy is coming, joy is coming. Dupa, yeah. Joy is coming. When you leave the
Welcome home. I say home because Eco Nibaja is my home. Look at you. You know I love Lagos. What?
Don't promote this idea that Eco is no man's land.
I said Eco Nibaje. Yeah. Is that what that means in Yoruba? I hope not.
No.
Oh, okay.
You are saying Lagos is your home.
Yes, it's my own home.
No, you are working and living in Lagos.
I live in Lagos.
Your home is in
Can you leave me alone?
Why would you say yourself?
That's not nice. That's not being nice. Lagos is all of us. Lagos is for the indigenous as well. Absolutely.
Oh, you are an indigenous now.
I'm saying, hey,
please, don't worry. Please, let's celebrate the Super Falcons.
I love Lagos. How about that? Yeah, I love Lagos.
Better.
Yes, Eko Nibaje. Can I say that as well? But you know what I love about the fact that they are here.
Let me even break this table.
Yes, check it.
All the so-called people that are calling themselves indigenous, where are they from originally?
Okay. Let's not go to that conversation.
Should we go there?
Well, all right. No, let's just get excited.
Should we go there?
No.
Should we go there?
I'm not
begging me now.
You know, Rufai will always fight. So we're all on the Super Falcons. Before we even go on that, the big topic. Kudos to you. We love that. The big topic, of course, is the Super Falcons arriving Lagos to that amazing crowd. They went through the streets, and I love the parade. I wish, there were more information about their arrival, because, of course, I would have been there. I'd have loved to see our Asisat Oshola. I love her. And, of course, you saw them yesterday as well.
I waved at them.
I loved it. I was
like, oh
my God. But also,
God.
you know what was trending? 24-year-old Super Falcons star, Jennifer Echegini, who scored the winning goal at the WAFCON finals, was in Lagos for the very first time. Excited about the vibrant city, she was eager to open the window of her ride to fill the city. Well, let's take a look.
My sister, me I want open window. No open them. They receive your phone. Lagos is sit down. How far? What's the difference between this Lagos and Abuja. What be the difference where you feel saying? I like both vibes. You like waiting? And these people feel talk on well. Look at me as they talk. It's like they really want to enter your box. Yeah, also Lagos Day. Lagos now for the people. See, that's a sales crowd day now. Yeah, they share us all. They say, let's see Abuja take it. Then they say, you are you are part of us. Yes, welcome you.
At 12 player.
Yes, now talk up again.
I like at 12 player now.
Between Lagos and Abuja, which states you like?
Yeah, I don't want cause issues, but I'm liking this Lagos vibe.
Lagos because of the vibes, right? Yeah. Lagos get vibes. Get vibes for Lagos. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, that's so. Chop that food, chop am again.
That's so.
Tough knuckle, Bimba, and I love that she speaks like that as well, really, really quickly on our women.
I've been enjoying the content around them and getting to know them better as people because, many of the players may not have been familiar to a lot of us before this victory. So it's been nice watching their videos. Some of them are teaching, I think it was Michelle Alozie who was teaching Esther Okoronko how to speak Pidgin English and some of the other videos. So beautiful to see them land in the city, the center of excellence, Lagos, which is a fantastic host to all who, and a place for opportunity to all who want to be here and invest here. And I think that's a very important conversation to have. That just as Dr. Abati and Rufai have highlighted, these are the conversations that are happening around whether it be Lagos and so forth, who belongs here, who owns it and so forth. I won't get into that. But I think for me, what's important is to see that there's a warm hospitality. Like she's saying, there's crowd everywhere or there's people everywhere. And this is the spirit of Lagos, is, when there aren't... when there isn't politics involved, we all come together and we unify against the things that bring joy. And this is one of those things. So I understand they'll be hosted by some prominent women in business. I hope she didn't spray that money, or please tell our Super Falcons that we don't spray money in Nigeria. We respect the Naira, but I'm sure maybe they were just sharing it, in a respectful way to people who were passing by. But yeah, great to see them come home, and home being any part of Nigeria you belong to, and any part of Nigeria that you feel at home, as far as I'm concerned. And I hope they have a wonderful stay.
Bimba on fire, Rufy. Dr. Abati, go ahead.
No, Section 25 of the CBN Act forbids the mutilation of the Naira, the spraying of the Naira, marching on the Naira, because our national currency is a symbol of our sovereignty. That's one point. Second, congratulations again to the girls. I like the idea that, the corporate sector, from Nigerian breweries to Transcorp Hilton, NGO, Women in Business, they have been entertaining these girls and celebrating them because they've brought us a lot of excitement. The only thing I would like to say is that, look, this corporate Nigeria that is also excited about these ladies, there's something they call Nigerian Women Professionals League. Now, we would like to see more, private sector investment in that area. Now that these ladies have reminded us afresh that, look, there is great potential in the area of female football. I would like to see more people, setting up female football clubs to, encourage a younger generation of girls. Before now, it was Asisat Oshoala. Now we have new generation of superstars. And Asisat Oshoala is still on duty. Now the Falcons, they organize something they call the fans player of the tournament. And that was won by Esther Okoronkwo, given a performance during the Zambia match where she scored a goal and provided 2 assists in the 5-0 result, and also in the finals when she scored, I think in the 60th minute, and also provided assist in 74th minute, that's to Echegini, and then the winning goal in the 84th minute. But what is important about this team is that this is truly a team They are cohesive, and every one of them is talented,
Yeah.
and we're very proud of them.
We are so proud of our Super Falcons. Welcome to Lagos. Well, all right. And more on good news.
them at Arise too.
Yes, I'm hoping that they will be here. Yes, we're all. Please welcome to Arise.
Yes,
I know
I'm
what that
ready.
implication
No, I'm
looks
ready,
like.
yeah.
I hope you're also ready to put a ring on one of their fingers.
Ring.
Yes.
Ring.
Yes.
Ring.
Marry, that's what I'm asking you
No,
to
he's
do.
planning to go to China.
Go to
You want
your-
a Chinese wife?
Yes, because in China,
Okay.
they pay for 3
Go
children.
to your next story.
Well done.
the
Well
new
done,
policy.
Rufai.
Next story.
Well, all right. Welcome home, our Super Falcons. More on good news. In a significant move aimed at supporting academic excellence, the federal government has announced a substantial 50% increase in scholarship grants for both undergraduate and postgraduate students. For this long-awaited decision, effective immediately, is a welcome relief for countless Nigerian students and their families under the revised scheme. Eligible undergraduate and postgraduate students pursuing master's and PhD degrees will now receive a significant boost in their financial support. The increased grants are expected to cover a broader range of academic expenses, including tuition fees, accommodation, and research materials, thereby alleviating the financial burden on students and allowing them to focus more on their studies. Well, in a separate but related development, students at Ahmadu Bello University Zaria and Sokoto State University were seen celebrating the payment of their tuition and long-awaited upkeep allowances facilitated by the Nigerian Education Loan Fund. Bai was saying she misses being a student. I thought that was fun. And of course, we've applauded the NEL Fund loan scheme here. But under the other scheme, the federal government says the new rates will reflect the government's commitment to investing in human capital development. The goal is to ensure that financial constraints do not hinder deserving students from pursuing their academic aspirations. Now, PhD students will now receive $750,000 annually, while master's students get $600,000. Undergraduate, HND, and NCE students will now receive $450,000 naira. These enhanced awards apply to all major programs, including Nigerian Scholarship Award. This is such great news. I thought this was really good to see. And of course, even I believe that's Bola Tinubu. Really, even earlier we did see that there were some awards that was going to go to NYSC students as well, and a cash prize about, I believe, 250,000 naira. Rufy on fire.
No, I mean, I'll give very big kudos to this scheme and the federal government,
Yes.
and all of the scholarship grants, because there's a need for education and there's a need to improve upon this. And you see, the good thing about this fund is that when it started, people had their doubts. I mean, there have been one or two talk about how it can be properly deployed, but you can see the people that it's impacting.
Yes.
We just will also hope that we can spread it even more, because there are many more people that want to do a lot in the academia. So congratulations to them.
This is really good.
This is a good one.
Really good.
There was the Students' Access to Higher Education Act of 2024. That's the enabling law. Now, NEL Fund was then set up to manage the fund. What is the objective? To expand accessibility to quality education within the Nigerian system and to reduce the burden on students and their families. And the loans that are given under NEL Fund is a 0% loan to be paid over a long period of time. So this is a major initiative of the Bola Tinubu administration, and it's something to be applauded. There were controversies initially about eligibility and all of that, but then the law was reviewed, and this is what we have. It's good to see that NELFund is functioning, and that also students are benefiting. Over 609,000 students registered on that scheme, and payments are being made. However, if you go to the Instagram page of NELFund, you still see some students there, or is it the X page, you know, at NELFund. You see some students saying, we have received the first batch, yes. Where is the second batch? Some people will say, I have registered, I have not received any money. I think the management of the fund is very important. And the authorities in NELFund, with this publicity, should not disappoint. They should make sure that the disbursements are, you know, provided as at when due. Now, finally, in Sokoto State University, they seem to have very beautiful students'
yes.
hostel structure. I mean, even more beautiful than what we had in our time. That's good to see.
Yes.
That university pays good attention to accommodation. But if you look at Sokoto State University and you look at the students dancing in ABU, I didn't see any of the female students. Is it that female students have not benefited from this?
No.
Just this video. This is just a clip.
Hostel now.
That's just a clip.
Well, it should be inclusive.
And that's
anyway.
a male hostel. So I don't think that they're supposed to. I mean, in my time, I don't think you have to. You have
I'm just saying it should be all inclusive.
Why do you
yes. Male student and female student dancing together? Or dancing. Tell us your true mind.
No. Even the female students should celebrate the president.
I didn't forget the word.
Why do the city of them collaborate
now that he has called
dancing?
for it, maybe they'll do the video and I'll play it here. Now that you have called for the video. But I'm sure they're all excited. Roofing on fire, okay. Well, kudos to the federal government. Yes, kudos to the federal government. Education should be their priority, and I think that they've done really well with this initiative. Shall we head over to Anambra State now, where residents of the Ezinifite community in Awka South local government area of the state are demanding justice for the murder of popular businessman Ifesinachi Onyekere, known as Fish Magnet. Onyekere was abducted and subsequently killed by gunmen despite a ransom payment. He was kidnapped from his residence on Saturday, July 29th. The assailants, who reportedly arrived in an ash-colored SUV, shot him in the leg before fleeing with him in his own car. After 3 days in captivity, an undisclosed ransom was paid. However, instead of releasing him to his family, the kidnappers murdered him, and his lifeless body was found by the roadside. Onyekere's rise to fame was fueled by his advocacy and his love for fish. Well, here's his last known post on social media.
This fish industry, they're very broad, but most of them don't know. The best way to enjoy fish industry is to pick one area, focus on that. Come where they go. For fish industry, they get the hatchery. They also have pond construction. There's the processing, the choke. There's the feed formulation. The fish industry is broad.
Young life cut short. Well, the Anambra State Police Command has confirmed the incident and stated that the victim's vehicle was recovered. The Commissioner of Police has directed all tactical and intelligence units to intensify efforts to apprehend those responsible for what he calls the cowardly act. The incident has caused significant outrage and concern among residents in that area and, of course, the state, Anambra State. This is really a tragic news. And I believe that he's also the son of a woman leader from Abuja. And so he was well known, and he was really known for his advocacy. And you could see that last video teaching people how to fish. Really, really sad situation coming out from Anambra State.
This is terrible, Oji. You know, when we focus on issues around insecurity, there's a tendency to focus on what's happening in the north. But the honest truth is that there's so many other parts of the country, specifically the east, the southeast, where there's continued insecurity and a sustainable solution has not been found yet. We know the consistent things that are plaguing that region, but unfortunately, they are not getting the attention that I think they deserve. So that's the first thing. Then the second is the fact that his mother is a well-known politician. I hope this is not politically motivated, because that's another side of toxic politics. So, you know, sometimes when we say statements like "don't heat up the polity" and so forth, it almost sounds like it's just bravado, right? But the honest truth is that there are some people who take this thing too far. Of course, an investigation is ongoing, so I can't, nobody knows whether or not that is part of it. But I'm just putting it out there as something that cannot be dismissed in the context of it for now. And now look at this brilliant young man who decided to, you know, these days, our parents, the older generation, are always complaining that young people don't like to do farming. Young people don't like to do all this. Now look at this young man who's decided that he wants to pursue fishery as his career, doing well for himself, employing people. You can see from the size of the fish there and just the knowledge he has of the industry that he's somebody who is professional in what he's doing, and he's somebody who has a good sense of his industries. But you know, gosh, I send my condolences to his family, and I hope those people are caught. Again, ransom is illegal. You know, they say that the payment of ransom should be illegal. Okay. But what do you tell these desperate families? But this is why they say ransom payment is illegal, because you pay the money, but you're not guaranteed anything after paying that money. Very unfortunate.
You know, recently when the National Security Advisor did come out to say that things were getting a whole lot better as regards to security, I'm like, I don't know what statistics he's looking at, but these are some deaths that you wonder and you shudder. That the only reason why this man died this way was because he's a Nigerian. I mean, that's just a
Nigeria happened to him.
Nigeria happened to him.
Really sad.
And that's right. This is a man that I don't even know why before now, based on his prowess on social media, state governments have not said, okay, how can you come and train people? How can we amplify your business? But what do? We take them and we kill them. Nigeria has become a country that life is so cheap. A man that grew up to this extent, they just snuff life out. I don't even want to care how much the ransom is. No amount of money can be compared to life and the people he was employing and the ecosystem he was creating and the joy he was giving people.
Yes.
So he was not only just creating his content for people in Nigeria, even people in diaspora that might have learned one or two things from him.
Really
and
sad.
What have we heard? Okay, the police is reacting, they're investigating. Are we going to see the end? Are we going to bring the culprits to book? Are we going to smash this crime? Oji, you forget in a hurry, this is the same country that an attorney general, Minister of Justice, was killed. He's not gotten justice till date.
Till today, yes.
See, his wife, Justice Atinuka, because of the denial of justice, a woman that spent her life dispensing justice in this country, the denial of justice gave her heartache and she died.
Really sad.
And that's the kind of country we live in. So please, let us do everything
this is
to
a
ensure
sad,
that he doesn't die.
sober, painful reminder of the reign of criminality, impunity in the country, and insecurity, if you may add to it, and an indication that it's not just in the northern part where you have no insurgency and banditry. Down south, you have kidnapping, you have murder. And it's very unfortunate, without prejudice to what the security agencies are doing, both military and the police. It simply means that there is still a lot more for government to do in terms of ensuring the security of lives and property, which is a primary purpose of government under Section 14 of the Constitution. Number two is that the police, they say, okay, they are going to investigate and all that after the fact. The tragedy in this country is that we have too many unresolved murders. You have cited the example of Bolage. It's a very long list. Dick Podino, Mashalari, Funshaw Williams, Suliat Adedeji. Such a long list, across the country. The usual noises are made, and then, you have cases running into 20 years that nobody has been able to resolve. We need to make this country safe for everyone.
Yeah.
Now, we say agriculture is important. We encourage young people to go into agriculture. Agriculture contributes 20% of GDP. This is a young man who, after leaving school, did not bother to be looking for work and be complaining that I graduated many years ago, I have not found a job. He started a business in agriculture, provided jobs and opportunities, and then they've snuffed life out of him.
This is it.
So Nigeria has a way of killing people's dreams. And that's the responsibility of government to make sure that this is a country where people can dream and live their dreams and survive.
Right. And we call on the Chief Security Officer of the state, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, to also take charge of Anambra State. May his soul rest in peace. Let's now turn our attention to politics. A former Minister of Information and founding member of the People's Democratic Party, Professor Jerry Gana, has endorsed Peter Obi to run for president on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, stating that he would defeat any candidate in the North. Professor Gana, who is leading a search team for the PDP's presidential candidate ahead of the 2027 elections, confirmed that the party is actively trying to woo Peter Obi back into the PDP. The PDP chieftain made the comment on Arise Primetime, adding that the party made a mistake in 2023 regarding the circumstances that led to Obi's exit. Let's listen in.
Actually, we made a mistake in 2023. I wish somebody on the other side, where he was vice president to Atiku at that time. If I were Atiku, I would say, Peter, it's now your turn.
Yeah.
Come up. I'll give you a good vice president. But they didn't do it. What I'm saying now is that in the northern states, Peter Obi under the PDP would defeat any candidate up here. Because our people are very fair-minded. They say, no, look, it's the turn of the South. In 2031, it will be the turn of the South, and they are getting ready. So there is that very powerful process. Our people are very fair-minded. They are very just. We are building a nation. We don't want people to ruin this opportunity.
All right. The PDP made a mistake. Meanwhile, Senator David Mark, the interim national chairman of the African Democratic Congress, has declared that the party will not tolerate the imposition of candidates, anti-party activities, or any form of indiscipline under his leadership. While speaking at a National Executive Committee meeting in Abuja, Senator Mark pledged to lead the ADC with integrity, transparency, courage, and vision. Let's take a look.
Internal democracy, transparency, and accountability will be our mantra. There will be no imposition of any kind here. Everybody in this party is equal. ADC will have zero tolerance for anti-party and any form of indiscipline.
The general has spoken.
You are either in ADC or you are not in ADC. There is no midway in this business. And those who are not with us, we will not carry them along.
All right, Rufy on fire. The general right there has spoken. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. There's a quote I normally say that Vimbai likes a lot, and I'll quote it again from Francois de la Rochefoucauld. He says, hypocrisy is the homage vice pays to virtue. The general has spoken.
Yes.
He says no room for anti-party activities. There are a lot of people that are one leg out and one leg in the ADC. In fact, the spokesperson of the party, Bola Tinubu, came to defend some of them. Part of them is Mr. Peter Obi. So what is he saying with nobody, they will not tolerate anti-party activity? A lot of people are still, there's something in Yoruba called Fidihe, interim. Yeah. It was the government of, what's it called, NS then we have the Yoruba moniker for Fidihe. So a lot of people are still doing Fidihe with ADC because they don't know.
Maybe he's warning them now.
They don't know where they are going truly. And his party, spokesperson said there's no problem with it. Because they also know
So you have to be able to taste every water.
Yes.
Is it good? No. But that's the way Nigerian politics has become, because you don't want to dive into somewhere fully and they clamp you there. Look at El-Rufai now. Yeah. He quickly went to dive into SDP when they were going the way of SDP. They clamp in there. They say, no, you're not going anywhere. They are bad. So, okay, what will you say about people like El-Rufai that met with them in the coalition and SDP say, no, he says I'm a member and all of that. So all of them are doing anti-party. You see, in Nigerian politics, everybody's anti-party. Now who they catch, now be Barao. Everybody is doing anti-party one way or the other. Even when you see a man that is in a political party that is prognosing other political parties, it's anti-party. So all of that is hypocrisy. Secondly, Professor Jerry Gana. Hey, please, dear Mr. Peter Obi, do not allow them deceive you. There's a word on the streets, you know me, I'll tell you, it's called handicap. When they carry you, don't be a handicap. You will be in problem. Professor Jerry Gana is now saying that Peter Obi, I didn't know when Professor Jerry Gana started running a polling agency where they see that Peter Obi is going to win in every part of this. I don't know. He's saying it for his own political reason. After they have dabarooed the same PDP, they've scattered it. And some people are still holding PDP. You want to pull a man that they didn't see him as good enough then. You now want to pull him back to the disaster that they already have now called PDP. For reference purposes, the same Professor Jerry Gana, when you had a man that had decent character, one of the only governors that EFCC didn't try, that had good track record, that was rolling on the bill of your party, that won you in the primaries, called Donald Duke. Didn't you go against him and took the case to the court and frustrated the man's campaign because of the series of court cases then, up to the very end? Right. So if you really love the country so much, I know what you quoted in court then was the fact that the party constitution said that if the leader of the party, Olufalaye, then was a particular region, you can have a presidential candidate from another particular region. But people too could have looked away from that in the interest of Nigeria and allow a candidate like Donald Duke, which a lot of people, praised for his prowess when he was in Cross River State, go there. But you said no, it was going to be you. And you finally got a judgment against him in the end. So why are we now trying to push Peter Obi to a cul-de-sac? Peter Obi, I think you should be smarter than all of this. You've gone through a lot of wilderness in Nigerian politics. It's for their own selfish interest too. That's just it.
When we spoke with Talbamina, Dr. Mohammed Aliyu Babangida earlier on, he referred to certain category of politicians in Nigeria as nomadic politicians. And that many of these nomadic politicians, they've left their parties, they have domiciled themselves in the ADC, and that nobody should be surprised if, these nomads leave again. After all, since 1999, we have politicians who have been in almost 5-6 political parties, just jumping from one place to the other. But the irony that I tried to point out was that Senator David Mark was one of the founding fathers of PDP, and he was, one of the major leaders of the party. Is it the same discipline, party loyalty, which was at the root of the crisis in the PDP that, the people who are now in ADC would ensure? To expect party loyalty under this present dispensation, you can only probably get it when you are in power and the members of the political party are all expectant that something will come their way. If you are in the opposition, they'll be looking for how to get into power anyway. Now, that's that about that. Professor Jerry Gana is also one of the founding fathers of the PDP. Yes, he was one of the people who wrote the manifesto of the party. So he's the father of the party, one of the fathers. So for him to say, he's headhunting for a candidate, he says Mr. Peter Obi. Well, we should look at the arithmetics. If Mr. Peter Obi goes to PDP, a party that is divided down the middle, a party that is in coma, in CTU, intensive care, ICU.
ICU is in coma,
intensive care unity. Now, 2, Wike is there, controlling the party. So is Peter Obi going there to go and fight, those persons, entrenched forces in the party, although he used to be part of that party. 2, to be president of Nigeria, you have to look at section 134, subsections 1 and 2. You will need 1/4 of the votes in 2/3 of the states. Now, how many states will Peter Obi get from the southeast and the south-south? Whose governors are all saying we will vote for Tinubu? In the southwest, I don't think any governor will even allow him to get 1/4 anywhere. And then the North, this same North, you think they are ready for a Peter Obi? So Professor Jerry Gana may just say, he knows something perhaps that we don't know. So he should tell us that thing that he knows.
Exactly.
But I don't see how feasible it is.
Yeah, well, like they say, 24 hours is very long in politics. Shall we take our story under milestones now? This year marks 59 years since the assassination of General Aguiyi-Ironsi, Nigeria's first military head of state, who was killed on July 29, 1966, in a counter-coup, a violent reprisal orchestrated by northern officers and led by another former head of state, the late Murtala Mohammed. Born on March 3rd, 1924, Johnson Thomas Aguiyi-Ironsi rose to become a significant, albeit short-lived figure in Nigeria's early history as an independent nation. A career military man, Aguiyi-Ironsi found himself thrust into the political spotlight during a period of unprecedented national upheaval. His moment arrived in the chaos that followed Nigeria's first military coup on January 15, 1966. In the aftermath of the violent overthrow of the civilian government, Aguiyi-Ironsi, then the most senior military officer, stepped into the power vacuum, effectively seizing control and becoming Nigeria's first military dictator and head of state. Assuming the title of Supreme Commander of the National Military Government, Aguiyi-Ironsi's brief tenure was marked by efforts to restore order and address the deep-seated ethnic and regional tensions that had fueled the coup. He introduced the unitary system of government, abolishing the regional structure, a decision that proved highly controversial. It was perceived by some, notably the northern region, as an attempt to sensitize power, favor certain ethnic groups, and undermine their interests. On July 29, 1966, just 6 months after assuming power, Aguiyi-Ironsi was brutally assassinated during what became known as the July counter-coup. His death, alongside hundreds of other Igbo officers, plunged Nigeria into further instability and set the stage for the devastating civil war. Despite his short time in office, General Aguiyi-Ironsi's legacy is inextricably linked to the turbulent birth of military rule in Nigeria, the profound challenges of national unity that continue to resonate in the country's narrative. May his soul continue to rest in peace. General Johnson Aguiyi-Ironsi's brief reign remains a potent reminder of the fragility of power and the deep-seated divisions that plagued Nigeria in its first early years of independence. Again, we didn't have time to discuss the story. I'd like to thank you all for your great analysis, as always, on What's Trending. May his soul continue to rest in peace. Well, that's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.